1.5 hours of boat ride from Lombok, we are now here in Bali Island. When we got off the boat, about 50 people tried to offer us their services of carrying our luggage and as drivers. We couldn't find any Grab car, which is one of the online public transport methods in Indonesia. Grab is the only app that will accept foreign cards, by the way. So we got a driver from the harbor that offered his service to our hotel for $30. It takes about 1.5 hours to get to our hotel. For the next 5 days, we're going to stay at the Ritz Carlton Nusa Dua. As we arrived at the lobby, we were greeted by the beautiful view of the ocean from the top. We need to take an elevator and a buggy in order to get to our room. The staffs are very friendly as well, except for when they did the tour of our room. It was kind of awkward and weird. The hotel also has some activities that we can go for free, by the way. This is the bathroom. Hello everyone! This is the first day, our first day in Bali, and we're staying at the Ritz Carlton. They upgraded our room to access to the pool, and we're actually in Ritz Carlton Nusa Dua. It's so huge. I think it might be bigger than our condo. No, I don't think so. It's around $158 a night. You have to put a deposit of like 5 million, around $350, and we're gonna be staying here for 5 nights. But I do believe my husband has like a Marriott Bonvoy member thingy where you can get like some kind of a discount or something. Iya nggak sih? I have to go to sleep after this because tonight is another night of me working for 5 hours instead of a full 8 hours. Last night I worked from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and then I took a little nap for like 2 or 3 hours. It honestly messes me up, but I'm just happy to be here. We get ready and head to breakfast. Breakfast choices are kind of like tapas of Indonesian food. They come in small portions. The chef also had 3 special dishes that were not on the menu. As expected from a 5-star hotel, the breakfast was exceptional. It was perfect in taste and texture. It makes me even happier after breakfast. After breakfast, we go to a laundry place where they can wash our clothing for cheap in kilograms for $10. I also plan to get my nails and eyelashes done in a salon while my husband is hunting for coffee. We eventually go back to the hotel to enjoy the facilities. It's such a beautiful day to just stroll around the beach and around the resort. There's not a day goes by without saying how grateful I am to be in this moment and to have this life. I am so grateful for how privileged I am to be able to experience all the beautiful things in life along with my husband, whom I love very much. As usual, for dinner we ordered room service, then I took a nap because at night I work for 5 hours California time. The next day, we get to eat yet another delicious breakfast. They have Western and Asian menu. I also saw some Japanese menu, which I assume a lot of Japanese people stay here. Right now, I only see a few families at a time because of the pandemic. Things are still a little bit quiet here. Although right now you can fly directly to Bali without quarantine and enjoy Bali. Right now we're on our way to Ubud. We want to explore Ubud a little bit. Last time when we were in Bali in 2018, we stayed in Ubud for a whole week. When we arrived, everything seemed close and it was so different compared to the crowd we saw in 2018. There's barely anyone or any tourists around Ubud. We also want to buy some souvenirs and beautiful dresses for me in Ubud Art Market. There were only a few people besides us. The vendors were telling me that ever since the pandemic, their lives were put on hold as well because their income were truly dependent on tourism. When there are no tourists, that means no one is buying all the stuff that they're selling. One of the vendors told me that what we bought was the first sale in a week. Everything in Ubud Art Market is so cheap. I got a dress for only $5 and a Balinese art for only $7. It is blazing hot in Ubud. I am wearing a piece of clothing and a really short skirt, but I still feel like I'm being roasted under the sun. For lunch, we stopped by a restaurant called Locavore to go. This used to be a high-quality food restaurant, but now it's just kind of average. I only had a juice of the day because I am not feeling well at all. I'm not sure, but I'm really nauseous. After that, our driver recommended us to do a coffee tasting in ULUNDESA. This place is by Tirta Empul temple, by the way, if you want to stop by. We got a tour of the garden and the guide explained to us about the process and showed us the whole place.
I've eaten this.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like a vegetable or fruit. It's a fruit. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Because when they it's yellow. Yeah. Have live in this area, then we not need to put them in a cage. But of course, we must keep one of them to show the birds what we are like.
I don't know anything at all about coffee as I am a tea person, but my husband said these coffees are the best he had ever had before. Some of the teas are also exquisite in taste and rich in spices. I highly recommend getting a driver in Bali to take you around the whole day. It costs us $35 for the whole day. You can also rent a motorbike for $7 a day. Although I don't recommend getting a motorcycle as accidents with motorcycles can be fatal, and Ubud area has a lot of cliffs in every turn. Now we're in Tirta Empul temple. It is a Hindu Balinese water temple located near the town of Tampak Siring, Bali, Indonesia. I look so pale. Yeah, let's go. Is that like a wedding or? We've been here before, but I never recorded anything. The temple compound consists of a patirtaan or bathing structure famous for its holy spring water, where Balinese Hindus go for ritual purification. The temple pond has a spring which gives out fresh water regularly, which Balinese Hindus consider to be holy or amrita. Tirta Empul means holy spring in Balinese. I wish I could go do the purification ritual, but my husband doesn't want to wait for me as he said it's going to take too long. He did it last time in 2018 with one of my close friend's ex-boyfriend. I'm so exhausted after this, so I didn't record anything afterwards. I have yet another day of work that night. The next day, we decided to go to a spa and get a couples massage, which is pretty pricey in Indonesia, but afterwards, I feel like I'm in heaven. Afterwards, we're going to the Beachwalk Mall. just to check the place out. I don't really recommend it unless you're going to buy a specific thing from the mall. It's just kind of boring. It's just like an ordinary mall that you can see in the US. We then went to a Batik store because my husband wanted to start his own Batik collection. His friend complimented him one time because it looks like a Gucci shirt. I don't recommend to go to Krishna for souvenirs though. Dang, that place is so expensive now. I recommend you to go to a traditional market for souvenirs. The next day, we're having delicious breakfast as usual, and I noticed something. The breakfast actually makes me nauseous, like I puke in my mouth during breakfast. I'm not sure why, because I'm sure this hotel has the best quality in food and chefs as well, but man, the food just doesn't sing with me for some reason. My husband is feeling fantastic though, so it must have not been the food. In the afternoon, we got a complimentary photo shoot with the hotel's photographer, and then we went to a cocktail making class. We are learning how to make leche martini. We signed up for this class because who doesn't want free alcohol? The bar staff is not so friendly to me for some reason. He was kind of investigating me like I'm in a green card interview. Although he was exceptionally nice to my husband though. for dinner, we were going to one of the restaurants in the resort, but I kind of feel like I want some original Balinese seafood. So my husband is taking me to a restaurant called GANESHA Cafe. The view is exceptional. We get to pick our own fresh seafood as well. The food is absolutely amazing. I get to eat with my own hands, so that's great. This food is the kind of food I dreamt about when I was in the US.
It's already 6:50.
Yeah, 3109? Yes. When we came back to the hotel, we ordered some dessert from room service. Today is our last day in Bali. Wish we could stay longer here, not sure why we didn't. Before we move to another island, we need to get tested for COVID. As of right now, we actually don't need to get swabbed anymore for domestic travel in Indonesia, but at the time you still need to get tested. Right now we're at the airport getting ready to fly to Yogyakarta.
You ready? Yeah? Alright, that was chaotic.
If you like this video, please click that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.